Hello Year 4, my name's Miss Baker and I'm going to be teaching you art. So we're going to be doing a project all about pop art. You're going to develop your knowledge of pop art and pop artists, and you're going to be creating artwork that's been inspired by pop art. These are some pop artists here below. So this is a pop artist called Obey, and this is a picture of him up here in the top right hand corner, and he's a street artist and a skateboarder. And if you look below here, this is one of his most famous pieces of art, and it's of an old American president called Barack Obama. And the poster is actually entitled Hope. And you can see it's created using very, very bold colours. Quite a simple colour palette, but very bold. This is kind of a stylised type of art. Then this artist here that we're going to look at is called Andy Warhol. And he again was also an American artist who led the movement of pop art. So he created the art movement called pop art. And he was famous for exploring popular culture in his work. For example, Coca-Cola bottles and Campbell's soup, which was apparently one of his favourite things to eat. He also liked to use very bold, bright colours and a process called silk screening to produce lots of artwork all at once. And then we have an artist called Julian Opie. You can see these are almost quite cartoon stylized images, and all of them have very small circles to represent eyes, black outlines, and again bold colours. So your first task as a class is to read the presentation carefully, if you need to, and answer the following questions. So the first question is to write down 2 words to describe pop art. Then I would like you to write down 2 pop artists. We've discussed 3 of them, but just 2. And then I would like you to do a bit of your own research and find me the name of another pop artist. It can be a pop artist from the past, or it can be a current pop artist. Okay, so I recommend you use the internet to do a bit of research for that. Then after that, you're going to be doing an art task. And what I would like you to do is to add colours to this blank image here on the right, using colours inspired by Julian Opie. These are Julian Opie's images down here at the bottom of the page where I've got the cursor. And I'm looking for accuracy, for you to follow instructions carefully and always try your best. So now I'm going to escape from this PowerPoint and use my visualizer to demonstrate the art task. Now you can use this template here, which is of a female, and I also will provide you with another template of a male, so you can decide which one you want to use. And what we're going to do is we're going to add colour, and we're going to show some colour mixing and maybe some tone as well. So I would recommend that you get yourself some coloured pencils. You might need to buy them off the internet if you haven't got any at home, or go to a local supermarket, which are still open. And I think what I'm going to do is going to create the skin tone, and I'm going to go for a peachy kind of tone. So to create this, I'll be using an orange pencil, but I'm going to press very, very lightly. And I'm going to use circular motion. And I'm holding my pencil about halfway down so that I don't press too hard. And as you can see, I'm doing circular motion on the side of my pencil. Now you've got this nice border around here, but if you didn't have the border, I would recommend that you start by adding a border so that you don't go out with the lines. So you can just do that. Still circular motion, still using the side of your pencil. Nice and slowly and lightly. But you can see I've created a border now, and that just means that I can then really relax into adding my colour, because I know I'm not going to go outside the lines now. Now after a while you'll get something that looks like this, but you might notice that I've done a little bit of colour mixing by using a pink. So again, you can do a little border around the edge so that you stay within the lines, and then you can lightly, over the top of your light orange, you can add a little light pink, and this creates more of a natural skin tone. So I'm just going to move over a little bit. So I'm creating a natural skin tone by colour mixing. And I'm still going on the side of my pencil and using a circular motion. I suggest that you lean on something flat at home. Maybe you can use a textbook or a magazine so that you don't get any rubbings from the table below. Right, now you can continue that colour below by adding more of your orange, nice and lightly. And then layering over your pink. And then what I would do is I might decide to add a bit of a shadow underneath the chin here. So I'd go a little darker, press down a little bit more firm, with my orange. If you want it to be a little darker, if you hold the pencil a little bit more near the tip, it will help it to go a bit darker. And then I'm going to layer back over a bit more of the pink, so more colour blending, and now it will look like there's a shadow casting underneath the chin. I'm still using circular motion, but you can see now I've got a little bit of a shadow. Then we might go for I think I'm going to go for red on the flower here. So I'm going to go circular motion, side of the pencil, And again, if you think you might go outside the lines, do a border. Okay. And then I might decide to use a little bit of this blue to create almost a purple effect. I'm going to layer a little bit more red over the top of that. Right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to start to apply some colour to the hair. So I'm going to start off with my yellow coloured pencil, and again we'll do the same as we did in the past. We'll do our border first so we don't go outside the lines. All the way around the edge. And then that means we can just relax and add colour to the centre. And I'm going to do the same up here. I'm going quite fast. You'll obviously take a lot more time and care with yours, but I want you to be able to get onto the task as fast as possible. So you can see I'm still using a circular motion to get a nice smooth finish. And applying my border all the way around. And then I can add my yellow to the centre of the shape of the hair. So I'm quite happy with that, but I'd like to show a little bit of tone and colour mixing. Oh, I've just spotted a little bit of section of the hair that I missed there. So because this part of the hair is behind this part, there might be a bit of a shadow, it might be a bit darker. So I'm going to add a little bit of brown just around this area. And that's colour mixing, but it's also showing a bit of tone. Again, I am going in a circular motion to create a nice smooth finish. Okay, and then here again, it looks to me that this hair is in the foreground, but this is in the background. So I'm just going to add a little bit of brown here. Circular motion. To show a bit more tone. And then as it gets further down this section of the hair, I'm going to press a little lighter on the side of my pencil so that it fades. Okay. Then I might decide as well to go a little bit darker here because this part of the hair looks like it's on top of this section of the hair. And then sometimes people do have darker roots, especially if they've got fair hair. So I'm going to add a little bit of brown up here, go quite dark, and then applying less pressure, fading that brown outwards. Still the same technique of circular motion on the side of my pencil, fading outwards. I'm quite happy with that. So the next thing I might want to do is, I'm not as happy with my flower, so I'm going to make that stand out a bit more, a bit bolder. So I think what I'm going to do is just add a slightly darker tone around the edge of the flower to make that really stand out, to make that pop. So whether you go dark to light with a colour pencil or dark to light with just a normal pencil, that's called tone, which you may have done and before and learned about with other teachers. So I'm happier with that colour now. And then finally, a few little last touches. I think I'd like to add a little bit of tone here and here to the forehead, where the hair may be sitting, resting on the face. So I'm just going to press a little bit harder with my pink tone around that area. And over on this side of the face. But I don't just want the skin tone just to look bright pink. So what I'm going to do is add a touch of the orange back over the top of that pink. Now some of you might be very confident in colour mixing, colour blending, adding tone. I'd really be very impressed if you could try and show me what you've learned today when you're applying colour and tone to your own pieces of work. Okay, so good luck with that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the results. Thank you very much.